Okay, so today I'm going to show you what Kal Sarp Yoga is. This is actually a Hindi word of that simply means snake's head. Okay, because Rahu and Ketu formed this yoga, Kal Sarp Yoga, and Rahu is considered as the mouth of the snake. Ketu is considered as the tail of the snake. In Western astrology, it means the north node and south node. Now, what Kal Sarp Yoga is when all the planets are on one side of Rahu and Ketu. Okay, so they're on one side of axis of Rahu and Ketu. And remember, Rahu and Ketu always move in the retrograding direction. They're never direct. They're always retrograding. So if planets move in this direction, so if Saturn and Jupiter and Mercury, Sun, they all are moving in this direction, Rahu and Ketu are moving in the opposite direction. Okay? So when the arrows that I'm showing is that when Rahu goes to the 12th house, Ketu will come to the 6th house instead of going the opposite way. So they're always opposite. Now, what this yoga simply means when all the planets are on one side of the Rahu and Ketu axis becomes a very dreadful yoga according to some sort of an ancient text. Okay, they say that your life is going to be full of misery. You will never be able to achieve anything in your life. You will, have a bad marriage, no children, no peace in the family. Okay, while some of the India's and United States and world's most biggest influential people, like billionaires, they actually have this combination, this yoga. And remember, yoga simply means union of planets or an alignment of planets that creates a certain situation for you. Okay? And just to be clear, this is the first house, this is the seventh house. Okay? The ascendant. This is the most simplistic astrological chart you can ever come to know. Okay? This is the east side of the sky, this is the west side of the sky, this is the north side of the sky, this is the south side of the sky. Okay? And you obviously move counterclockwise to count all the houses. So if this is a Gemini rising, number 3, number 4 here simply means Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, and so on and so forth. So Rahu and Ketu are always moving opposite, and all the planets creating this dretful yoga. Okay, but now let me ask you this. Let me see if I have time. Yes, I do. Let me ask you this. What if, let's say, Rahu and Ketu are at 14 degrees because they're always moving at the same degrees. So if Rahu is in Gemini at 14 degrees, okay, and let's say we put Saturn with Rahu, okay, at 13 degrees. Is it still Kal Sarp Yoga? Because hey, there's a planet now right next to Rahu. That means they're no longer in the below the axis of Rahu and Ketu. Guess what? This is still a Kal Sarp Yoga mathematically. Because Rahu is 14 degrees, Saturn is 13 degrees Gemini. That means Saturn is still 1 degree below Rahu. Okay, that means it's still creating a Kal Sarp Yoga. Now let's take Mars. We put Mars here. We'll put Mars with Ketu, okay, at 13.9 degrees, okay. Is this still a Kal Sarp Yoga? Yes, it is. Because even though there's only 0.1 degree difference, they still consider this a Kal Sarp Yoga, okay. So this can also be considered that. Now let me ask you another thing. In this, Moon is the only planet in astrology that is in one sign every 2.5 days. So that means after probably 8 days, Moon will be here. Okay? Then Moon will move here. Then Moon will move here. Okay? That means one planet is out of the axis of Rahu and Ketu. Does this still mean it's a Kal Sarp Yoga? Well, according to whoever is saying this, they say it's a partial Kal Sarp Yoga. Even when there's one planet outside of this axis, it's a partial Kal Sarp Yoga. If there's 2 planets, then it's not a Kal Sarp Yoga anymore. So you're telling me, first of all, that when people are born, with Moon included, when people are born, when all the planets on one axis of Rahu and Ketu, that means they're going to live a very miserable life? Are you telling me that, let's say even Moon is here, and within 2.5 probably, you know, in 16 days, moon will be on this side. Okay, so that means in those 16 days, you probably will have 1.5 million babies born around the world. That means 1.5 million babies will live a miserable life. I don't think so. Okay, now, and the reason why I say this is because besides moon, most of the planets or rest of the planets do not change signs for at least a month or more. Okay, so this is why now in 3 months from this time, yeah, you can say maybe Venus might be here. So then Venus is out of the axis of it. But you see how this just does not add up, because they say you have Kal Sarp Yoga. That means like 50% of the population would probably have this Kal Sarp Yoga, including millionaires and billionaires. Okay, including people who have 4 or 5 children, happy married life. Okay, so this is why this is not a valid thing. This is why do not pay attention to Kal Sarp Yoga. This is I mean, mathematically, yes, this is a term. Mathematically, you can say it's a Kal Sarp Yoga when all the planets are on one side of Rahu and Ketu. Now, if Rahu and Ketu were here, if Rahu was here and Ketu was here, then you can still have a Kal Sarp Yoga, because one of all the planets are above it or below it. Okay, that's what Kal Sarp Yoga is. So no matter where Rahu and Ketu are at any given moment of a time, the planets just have to be on one side of it for this to be called a Kal Sarp Yoga. So I hope this misconception helped. Thanks.